Hi and welcome to In the Chair. I'm Brenton Garen, your Executive Editor of Westside Today. I'm joined by Alex Padilla, a candidate for Secretary of State. Alex, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
At the June 3rd primary, you finished 0.6 ahead of your nearest contender, P. Peterson, which I guess is setting up for a thriller of an election this coming November 4. For those not too familiar with you, can you share a little bit about yourself?
Sure. My life story in 60 seconds or less, if you will. First and foremost, born and raised in the San Fernando Valley here in the Los Angeles area. Grew up hardworking parents. My father was a short order cook for many of those years, and my mother used to clean houses. So typical story, public schools. Somebody put it in my head that I ought to be an engineer when I was growing up. And so I applied, was accepted, and spent 4 years at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT. Came home with a mechanical engineering degree, but I'm pretty thankful that life brought me in the direction of public service. I started off in local government, serving on the city council in Los Angeles, and for the last 8 years I've been in the state senate.
Mm-hmm. Well, can you tell us a little bit about the decision to run for this Secretary of State position?
Absolutely. I think that the timing of this race and this position is so very important. Number one, believe it or not, it's been 14 years since the presidential election of 2000. A lot of us remember Florida, hanging chads and butterfly ballots, and this national question of there's got to be a better way. And so ever since then, there's been talk about election systems of the future and how to do a better job of conducting elections that nobody can question the outcome. But also some fundamental questions like how do we get more people to register to vote? How do we get more people to participate? Because that's where our democracy works best. But probably most importantly, people are very unaware that the Secretary of State's office's largest responsibility is actually the business unit. If you want to start a company in California, you want to open up a startup, step number one is to register that business, to incorporate with the Secretary of State's office. And for far too long, it's been a very frustrating process that takes weeks, if not months. Most other states now have online business registration. We ought to have that here in California and so much more.
We'll be back in 15 seconds after this short message from our sponsor.
I was born in the Bronx.
Preserve the history and stories of a lifetime in a personal video biography, creating a cherished portrait for now and generations to come.
It was a wonderful place to grow up.
And what would be your number one priority? You've mentioned business, but I know you've listed some others on your website as well. But what would you like to start tackling day one if elected?
Yeah, I think the longer term big challenge is going to be business. How do we use that office to make California more business friendly and more convenient for that investment and job creation? But I have to admit that if elected on day number one, we're going to get a briefing on a project known as VoteCal. California will be one of the last state in the nation to have a centralized voter registration database required by the federal government. And not only because it's required by the federal government, but because it can enable a lot of new applications, a lot of new opportunities for Californians in registering to vote and in participating in our elections. And just one small sort of example and insight there is imagine for people who choose to vote in person, not by mail, the freedom to vote at a polling place maybe closer to where I work or where I drop my kids off at school and not be tied to only that polling place by where I live. The technology exists to allow us to do that, but it's contingent upon this database.
And obviously we're at the very tail end of the campaign, but can you share what it's been like getting out there across the whole state of California as part of your campaign?
Absolutely. It's been a lot of fun, to be honest, not just because I really do feel I'm the best person to be elected Secretary of State, but campaigns for me are invigorating. I get to talk to a lot of people. When I was first running for city council, I literally went door to door to door to door every day for about 9 months before Election Day. Well, it's kind of hard to knock on every door in the state of California, but I have been to all 58 counties in California, in part to campaign, but in part to meet with local community leaders and elections officials about what's working, what's not working in different communities.
And can you share what part of the state you live in and what you love most about it?
Sure, absolutely. Home for me is the San Fernando Valley. It's where I was born and raised, where I grew up, and now I have my own family there, just a couple miles from both my parents and as well as from my mother-in-law. I like it. It's the best of all worlds. If you want to be at the beach, it's not too far away. If I want to be downtown Los Angeles, it's not too far away. But if I want to, go camping or go somewhere, much more rural and see some open space and stars in the sky, that's not too far away either. So it's a very convenient location, but a very family-oriented community. When people think Los Angeles, they think this big metropolis. But each community in LA has its own unique character. And for me, the Northeast San Fernando Valley is still, in many ways, small-town America.
Fantastic. Well, Alex, thanks again and good luck November 4.
Thank you very much.
We'll be back next week, so don't forget to check out westsidetoday.com to see who's in the chair. I'm Brenton Garen for Westside TV.